Hello everybody and welcome to a new YouTube video. It's me, Danny, also known as iAnnihilate, twitch.tv/iAnnihilate, by the way, to catch the stream. Today, the final list of 7.36B. Should add that to the, or 7.36C. No, B. We are on B. I'm not crazy. Let me make sure that's also correct. Anyways, these are the top 5 position 5s, and then some honorable mentions. I think you can maybe swap Veno and one of these heroes around, but honestly, Tree's a bit of a surprise for me looking at the stats, and even like in my games, I've seen that hero do very, very well. So Veno kind of got bumped off, even though it's like kind of the position 5 I usually go for. The rest of the heroes are usually banned. But I digress. Jumping right into the list, not necessarily rank 1, but might as well be rank 1, Witch Doctor. Like, these aren't in any particular order, really, but
Ready for your dose?
I'll point out, like, the strengths and weaknesses of each. So, Witch Doctor, you're pretty much always going to take the Voodoo Festration. It is completely ridiculous. It auto-wins the lane. It does a billion damage, even as 5. You just build Arcane Boots. You can even build a Null Talisman. The innate ability is like not that bad to get your shard for free or to get a big item later, like maybe a Glimmer Cape or something. But I've seen a lot of people do well just rushing Guardian Greaves with Voodoo Festration and maxing the W or maxing Maledict and the W, maybe only getting 1 point in stun. Definitely not getting stun until level 4 or 5, maybe even 7. Just level 2 Maledict and level 2 heal like kills anybody. Kind of changes the playstyle of the hero, really, because most people are used to playing around the cask and having a stun, but just throwing the W on and running people down is crazy in the early game. Hey guys, just a friendly reminder that 77% of you aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you do want more content and want to be up to date with the latest and greatest Dota 2 content out there on the YouTubes, please subscribe. Thank you. Have a good day. You know, plays exactly as it has for the past like 2-3 patches now. We're in the B patch. Did get toned down a little bit, but still, like, this hero's in every game. Seems very, very, very oppressive when I play against it. Clockwork. I don't remember if I had him in the 4 list. I think I did. Again, everyone's pretty much going expanded armature and just shooting the cogs. I'm pretty sure everyone's maxing cogs. Maybe there's some games you still max battery assault, but going 4-4-0 or 2-4-2 or 2-4-0, sorry, and just shooting cogs. Even the cogs are ridiculous. It gives the hero like a lot of much needed early game life. Sometimes it feels insanely broken. Sometimes it just kind of exists. They do get gold from killing the cogs, so you want to be a little careful when you're using it. But yeah, great hero, awesome. Next up, Treant Protector. This is a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't expect Treant to be so broken. He has the same win rate as Witch Doctor, which is surprising to me. I think most people have really enjoyed the sapling facet, and a lot of people I talked to initially about it are like, what's the big deal? You put a tree down, like, don't you want to cast this on an enemy and get the slow? But think about it in team fights or in the early game when you're trying to heal people or even heal when you're pushing. You don't have to cast it on an enemy creep. Basically gives it extra cast range because you can throw it on the ground near teammates instead of throwing it on an enemy, right? So you can always get the heal off. I've seen some Holy Lockets. I've seen just Pavis and Solar. I've seen people go Shard and Blink. Basically plays the same as before, but you're always going to max Leech Seed. I think there's some games you can rationalize getting less in Nature's Grasp and going for the armor earlier. For the most part, I've seen people go like max Leech Seed, max Nature's Grasp second, and then just get the armor later and just be kind of a powerhouse in the early game. Really, really shouldn't underestimate this sapling facet. And for our last top 5 hero, we have Weaver. I talked about this hero, I think, in almost every list. I think this hero is ridiculous in every role. It's probably even fine mid. I haven't got to experiment with that, but I think it's a great carry. I think it's a great 4. I think it's a great 5. And I think it's an okay offlane. Not the greatest offlane. It depends really on the lane matchups. Not a lot of melee 4s are too popular besides kind of like Tiny and sometimes Clock. It doesn't feel good to not have like an initiator in the offlane. Even like Windranger offlane feels a little better Windranger just because of Shackle Shot with Glipnir instead of just only a Glipnir on Weaver. But yeah, basically just going to get a Vessel and a Glipnir. And if the game goes on later, you can get other items and stuff, but Very, very high kill potential with a level 2 power spike. You'll have level 0 Gemini attack or level 0.5 for the double hit, and you'll have Bugs and Sakuchi. The Sakuchi slow feels really good and just running really fast as well. Pretty much always taking skitter step. And yeah, pretty good hero. Now, honorable mentions are a bit more interesting. So, Venomancer can jungle with Plague Carrier. I don't think you should. Your team is going to get really, really mad at you. I think in some tournaments, we might see a Plague Carrier jungle Veno bust out. I think it jungles really fast when you're in the like the edge of the map camps, those 5 camps in the line. You can get level 6 at like 5 minutes. It does sack one of your laners, and they will ping you and get mad at you. But just wait till it busts out at TI and 1v9s. Otherwise, I still think Patient Zero is just a better facet overall. Your team will not get mad at you because you won't be jungling. The other thing when I've tried Play Carrier is I'll put it on my allies when they're ganking, and then they'll just get mad. They don't cast this on me. I can't last it when they go back to farming. So, yeah, if you want to make your team mad, even though it's kind of fun, Play Carrier is great. But Patient Zero, every time I play Venomancer and I cast my ult in a team fight, and 30 seconds goes by and it's still going, it impresses me every single time. This ends up doing like 15 to 20,000 damage per game in like a 40 or 50 minute game alone. The few games I've taken Plague Carrier, my hero damage at the end of the game is literally halved. So I would still suggest Patient Zero. Normally in my pubs I have a damage issue with my teammates, so it solves that as well. Plague Carrier is more of like, okay, I'm gonna have mech really fast and pipe. And that's great if your teammates are good, but, you know, we all know that our teammates are always bad, and that's why we can't get better or climb. Disruptor is a little interesting. I think the kinetic fence is pretty bad. Some people have told me maybe it has some potential. Circles are just better than lines. I don't know what to tell you. Get the circle one. You kind of just had this before, I think, or it was a talent or part of the shard. I don't remember, but it's still really good. Electromagnetic repulsion is actually pretty surprising. Like, sometimes I feel like it's really annoying. When I'm playing spirit heroes, I don't really care so much. Like, I sleight a fist and nothing happens, or I just jump him again on Storm. But I've seen this, like, really save people. A lot of melee heroes kind of just get sauced by this. So this alone, like, and it's a 4-second cooldown, can save you multiple times if you have like a Yule's or a Glimmer to reset, or you just kite just a little bit, you get saved, maybe a Ghost Scepter. And yeah, just ping pong people around trying to focus you. Usually Disruptor's the main target to focus, so definitely helps him out quite a bit. Next up, we have Io. Now, I think if you are queuing with a duo and you're going to do Io Marcy or some sort of combo, this hero's like potential goes up insanely high. Now, if you're playing with randoms and they pick Anti-Mage with you and you're post 5 Io, you are not going to have a good time. So I think it's very dependent on knowing who is going to play carry on your team. There's a lot of potential of just being bored if someone picks a bad hero with you. I think it's fine with Troll Warlord. There's like a bunch of carries that's good with. It's probably fine with Ursa. There's definitely a bunch of carries, but you're just gonna get the guy who picks Spectre with Io or something because he thinks it's OG 2018 or 2019, whatever one it was, and like it doesn't work anymore anyway, and it's not that good, and it's just a lot of potential for you to be crying. So I would normally even have it above some of the heroes in the top 5, but like I said, it's more situational. You need your teammates to pick around you, and that is asking a lot in a random matchmaking game. Phoenix is actually really strong as a core, and still very strong as a support. I think you almost always take Dying Light. I was very surprised. I think I saw Seb take the Hotspot facet. He was against a bunch of strength heroes. They didn't end up winning that game in the qualifiers, but it was interesting. I don't think it's an unplayable facet. I just think Dying Light is just incredibly strong in the early game and also helps you farm, which Phoenix needs items and levels. Like, more levels in Egg make a huge difference in the team fight. Not to mention just having, like, your talents earlier. So, like, the max HP Sunray, the Fire Spirit's DPS. I mean, eventually at 25, you also get the Supernova hit count. But, yeah. I've seen this hero do super well as a core, like mid and off lane, and I've seen it do really well as 5, not so much 4. And it's kind of a hero specialist thing. Like, not so much like IO, you don't need someone to pick around you, but you definitely want to be a Phoenix player because it's not the standard. You're not going to always just be sitting behind cores or enabling cores. You need to find time to help your cores, especially when egg is up, and to use your egg while keeping up in farm. So, like, Venomancer is very simple, for example. You have ultimate, go gank and get a kill. You don't have ultimate, try and find some farm on the map that nobody can get with your wards. Same thing with Treant Protector, right? You're either like gonna maybe do a play with your ult. If you don't have ult, you're gonna go sit in a lane somewhere, play some wards, sit invisible with your shard. Yeah, like not so like you're not really ult dependent on Phoenix. Like these are your two best spells still. Like Egg is a good team fight spell. You don't it's not like I have Egg up, let's go gank their carry. You can easily do it with your other spells, but takes a little bit more finesse, I guess is the way to put it. You have to make a few more harder decisions to really get going. Vengeful Spirit, I didn't know what to pick in this last. I wanted to put 5 just like to make it look nice in the video, right? I pretty much had 5. Maybe I had 6 on one video, I think, in honorable mentions because I couldn't decide. I couldn't decide on this last honorable mention because there's just a bunch of heroes that like we kind of fall off like a power spike cliff. Like maybe Pudge is okay. I think he's better as a 4. CM is okay. Lich is maybe okay. There really isn't like another really strong high pick rate, very good. I see in a lot of games position 5. If you are gonna pick Vengeful Spirit, you should go for the Soul Strike facet, and you kind of just play normally. I know that Avenging Missile sounds cool because it scales and it counters their carry in some way a little bit, but this just makes you attack like 15 to 20% faster in the early game, and you're a universal hero that's going to build a lot of stat items like a wand. You start with double circlet on Vengeful Spirit in lane even, and the trading you can do by throwing minus armor and a stun on somebody and having fast attack speed with Soul Strike is ridiculous. I personally think she's a little stronger than CM and Lich, like I was talking about. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole list. Position 5 has some really dirty heroes. Like I think Witch Doctor, Willow, Weaver, and Treant are all S tier heroes in the patch. So a lot to work with. And then the other heroes, like even Clockwork, I'd say is like A tier, and the other heroes are either A tier or very high B tier. If I were to make a tier list. And yeah, let me know if there's any hero I forgot about, or if there's some cool strat you have for position 5. I don't get to play 5 too often, and a lot of these heroes do get banned, in my games at least. I don't know about y'all's. So, like, there should be more room for creative picks. Even I think Spear Breaker could be okay. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a nice night, or day, or evening, or afternoon. Who knows? Bye-bye.